Hello, I'm Susan, and I work for Oxford University Press, providing professional development consultancy for teachers. Now, a lot of teachers are working and teaching from home, so we want to support you with different ideas on different topics. Today, we're going to have a look at one way of how to make our online grammar lessons more effective. That is using flipped instruction. Flipped instruction is a teaching approach where the content of a lesson in the presentation stage is given to the students before they come to the class. That means they have access to the content outside the class, before the class, so they can learn at their own pace and prepare themselves um, for our synchronous online sessions. And we can do this in many different ways. We can create short video clips. We can put up PPT slides. We can give reading materials. We can give listening materials, many different ways. So today our focus is on how to make this happen for grammar lessons, how to implement the idea. Okay, so here is what I usually do when I create the content and design the flipped learning part. First, I would put students into different groups. I call them study groups, so they can help each other with their confusion, their questions, even though they cannot meet up now for discussion, they can still communicate via email and other social networking apps, so that won't be a problem. And the next step is to create a study guide for the flipped learning part. So here is an example of a study guide. So the first section is the discovery parts, where we use questions to guide students to discover the rules of certain grammar points, or to help them, support them to analyze grammar points. So this is a very important part, but we need to break all the steps into small parts so they have enough support. And the second section is for those points that they are not so sure about, the questions they still have after learning or relearning the materials, so that they can take notes and later on have discussion in their study groups. Or they can send the questions, the unclear points to us. We can either, if we have time to answer them, we can give them the answer or help them, or we can blend them into our synchronous online sessions for clarification. Okay, and the last section is an exit test section, where we give students a chance to create something using the new language. Okay, so let's take this as a simple example of how we can do it. So imagine we're going to create a short video introducing and guiding the student to discover the rules of past simple tense. So first, we will look at these sentences. Yesterday, I went to the shops. In 2010, I lived in Hangzhou. I walked for 40 minutes this morning, and I studied German last night. So instead of presenting the rules to them, I would, in the video and in the study guide, ask them questions step by step. So the first question I would ask is, okay, please look at these 14 sentences. Are these When do these happen? In the past or in the future? Yes, it will be easy for them to detect. In 2010, of course, is in the past. And then I would like them to observe the verbs. What happened to the verbs? What do we add to each verb? Or what do we do to change each verb? So they would discover, or they can write down on their worksheet, notebook. Most of them end up with ed, right? And one went is different. And then my next question is, please think, what's the difference between walked and studied? So they will have to observe these two words and discover, oh, one is easier, we just add ed after it. And then for studied, we have to do a little more work. And how do we do it? They have to think about it and write it down. And then my next task is, please look at these eight verbs from go all the way to talk, and compare and contrast and put them into 4 groups. So by asking them to do this, they have to think about these words. They have to analyze the verbs and then group them. So after they group the verbs, our final task for this learning part is, please figure out a way or a rule a rule of how we can make a sentence in past simple tense. So for this, they have to summarize. They have to summarize and they have to make a conclusion. Okay, and then after this, they can still think, the points that they're not so sure about, and take notes, and then they can text their friends, call their friends in their study groups for clarification or for help. And then one example of the exit task we can do with this is, please make a poster introducing what you did last weekend. Or now they all have cell phones, or if they prefer photo albums, they can look at the photo of their favorite day in the past, of course, and record an introduction of what happened that day, on their favorite day, or for the picture, right? So yeah, so these are examples of exit tasks. And by this, at this point, the students are doing different tasks, preparing themselves for synchronized sessions. And then in our online session, we can just focus more on clarification, practice. Okay, so this is one way we can use flipped instruction for online grammar lessons. So I hope you find it useful, and if you still are looking for more ideas, resources, information, please visit our Learn at Home page. Okay, and thank you very much. Hope you have a great day. Bye.